What's up everyone, this is Colby Cheese, and today we're going to be doing a video showing you guys how to beat Piety. This is one of the harder bosses in the game, and I'm going to be doing her on my Ground Slam Marauder right now, and we are in Merciless difficulty. So this is obviously going to be the same strat you're going to use in Normal and Nightmare, or sorry, Cruel. God, I'm not playing Diablo 2 anymore. So essentially what you're going to do to beat Piety is you need to check a few things first off, and that's, well, do you have enough defenses? You're going to need lots of cold resist and a lot of armor, and probably as much lightning resist as possible. You can get away with not having as much lightning and fire. However, if you can, you want to cap out everything as much as possible. Now, I learned this recently that her cold arrows will actually hit you for half physical as well as half cold, and that makes sense because it's the same as Ice Shot, which works in a similar way. So if you get hit with Ice Shot, you're going to want to pop a granite. Now during this fight I actually had a Sapphire Flask to try and cap out my ice resist, and I was wondering why I was getting hit so hard, and that is the reason, is that I should have been popping a granite. I had enough cold resist that the arrows wouldn't really hurt as bad. Another big thing that you can do is actually run up and kill these portals as fast as you possibly can so that she doesn't have a chance to go into that ice form. You're not always going to be able to do it, but in this particular case, I've got my Heavy Strike linked up fairly well so that I can do a lot of damage and I can take them out in 2 hits. And again, this is on Merciless difficulty. I don't have the best weapon in the game or anything, so if you're by yourself, it's not going to be too difficult to kill them. If you're in a party and you're melee, I would probably try and focus on killing those cold portals so that those don't destroy the rest of your teammates. And any chance you get, you'll just want to run up to her and whack her down as fast as possible because she does regain that shield pretty quick. It is a little bit difficult because she tends to fly out all over the place and you have to kind of find out where she went and whatnot, so you do need to be very careful. The best thing to do though is whenever you notice she's running towards her cold portal or she has actually gone into that cold form, you want to make sure you stand behind a pillar, and in some cases you can stand behind those bodies, but I would not use those as a sure thing because every once in a while she'll be able to shoot through the bodies in certain locations, so I wouldn't want you to actually get killed if you thought you were safe behind those. But for the most part, it's not too bad. If you see her spawning a lot of ads, that does happen from time to time, and you're just going to have to deal with it. In fact, I actually missed the footage on this part, but when I first went in to fight Piety, she created like a dozen ads, and they cornered me into the very bottom area, and I had to log out because she started shooting me with Ice Shot, and I almost died, and I had to run all the way back. So definitely don't be afraid to log out. If you popped all your potions and she's still shooting you in ice form, I would just log out right away and don't chance it. It's just not worth it if you're in hardcore mode. Obviously, if this is softcore for you, then you probably don't give a crap and you're just going to die a bunch of times. But whatever, that's a different story altogether. So anyways, to finish what I was saying earlier, if she does create a bunch of minions, try and take those out as quick as possible. It's kind of hard to stop her from making them. Whenever she does that lightning storm, as you see right there, definitely don't stand inside of that. You can get shock stacked very quickly, especially if you don't have maxed lightning resist. In my case, I actually did have maxed lightning resist, so I wasn't extremely worried about it, but I'm still not going to stand in it because if I do get shock stacked and then she jumps into one of her other forms, that's going to be a big problem. Now, whenever she does go into her fire, even if you have a max fire resist or whatever, I probably would not try and sit there and tank that. It does hit really hard. The only thing you can do is just run away from her. If you have a Quicksilver potion, you can just use that and run around in circles. And generally what I'll do whenever she goes fire form is I try and coax her away from her other portals. So I'll run to her location because she's obviously going to be chasing you. So run to a location that there's not a bunch of cold portals nearby. And if anything, if you run to one, just kill it really fast. So overall, Piety, not a very difficult boss fight if you play it carefully. So hopefully this does help you guys out with clearing her. The only other advice I would give is if you have Enfeeble, then I would keep it up on her at all times. Unfortunately, this was during the 1 week man mode race where you could not trade for items, so all I had was Temporal Change, which helped me kind of slow her down and run away from her fire form a little bit better. But if I had Enfeeble, I definitely would have put that on her and just kept it up at all times, so that way I would take less damage. Another good thing to do, as you see what I'm doing right here, is refresh your potions. Anytime you run out of your instant potions after you take a lot of damage, go ahead and run back to town and refresh those. Don't take the chance of not having those instant potions up in the case that you start getting bursted down by one of her abilities. So, alright guys, hopefully this was a helpful video for you, and I'll be doing some more guides a little bit later this week on how to do some of the other bosses and hard stuff in the game. So thanks for watching this Kobe Cheese. Make sure you subscribe for more. Peace out, guys. God damn it. I just want to hit you like once. Yeah! Woo! Get it. Whore. I hate her.